Where shall I start? A good starting point is if I had a penny for every time I was asked one of these questions, I would be a very wealthy man. Anyway, it does get a little frustrating having to answer the same questions time and time again. So I'm dedicating this episode purely to addressing these two most common questions that I get asked. If you're thinking of purchasing a Sur-Ron, then stick around, you might be interested to hear what I have learned. And welcome to the MACHINEZ channel. Thank you for sticking around for today's episode where I'm going to answer the two most common questions that I get asked about this Sur-Ron. I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet, but we do have a few factors to consider in both questions. Firstly then, my bike is all stock. The tyres, the sprockets, the battery, the control, it's the X controller. Going to move straight into the questions now then. Number one is, yes, you guessed it, range. The claimed range is 60 odd miles to a charge. Personally, I've never had that myself. But there is a few factors to consider for the range output, definitely, such as the temperature, the terrain, and how hard you ride. And how I'm going to do this is give you three basic scenarios. The first scenario being a nice summer's day, 20 odd degrees, fast, tasty terrain, riding fast and hard. You've got 20 to 25 miles range and you'll have 10 to 20% battery left. Obviously, I understand everyone's different, but riding fast and hard for 20 odd miles, you do feel it a little bit. I think that's just about enough, although sometimes I would want more. But really, if you're just going out for a ride, that's quite a good hit. That's quite adequate if you ask me, personally. The second scenario then is the winter. The batteries really don't like the cold weather, and you're going to notice a fair bit of a decrease in range. With all the slipping and sliding and wheel spinning, that obviously takes a bit out of the battery. But generally, riding hard and fast, I'm getting 18 to 20 miles and I've probably only got about 10% battery left then. So I'm no mathematician, but I think that's a 10 to 20% loss of range there in the winter when, it's about 0 to 5 degrees, I would say. The final scenario then, a nice mild cruise in eco in the summer months, easy, mild, flat terrain. I would estimate 40 to 50 miles to a charge. Good double the range, I would say, compared to riding hard and fast in the summer on difficult terrain. So as you can see, the answer to that question is quite vague really. You've got three factors to consider: the temperature, the terrain, and how hard you ride. So that being, without those factors, it's really hard to give someone an accurate answer to their personal question. Hopefully then this might answer a few people's questions, but it's a bit of a formula to the range really. Just going to throw a quick spanner in there now, and that is, if you change your tyres, more than likely this is going to decrease your range also, because these stock tyres only weigh 1.95 kilograms. The Maxxis, the Michelin's, the Dunlops, and who have I missed? Pirelli, they all weigh quite a bit more than the standard stock tyres on here now. Now we're moving on to the second most popular question, which is the top speed. That is quite straightforward really, but there is a but. Firstly then, for this question, again, the bike's completely stock. I weigh about 75 kilograms and I'm 5'9". The speedo's going to read 49, 50 miles per hour, but that is inaccurate. If you put the GPS on, you're going to get 44 to 45 miles per hour. Just like a lot of car speedos, they aren't accurate. Now the but, a simple tyre change is going to alter all of that, with quite a noticeable decrease in the top speed, such as 10% roughly, I would say. Just like I mentioned previously, the stock tyres weigh 1.95 kgs and the Michelin Star Crosses that I've got on there now weigh 2.95 kgs. So basically each tyre's got an extra kilo on it, and I really do notice it. Personally, I've lost about 11% of my top speed. I'm getting about 40 miles per hour out of it now, which doesn't impress me. I've been doing some research on this, and the Maxxis weigh about 2.45s and the Pirellis weigh 2.25. So there's quite a noticeable difference between the tyre weights, and I've realised that that is a really big factor into what is going to be my top speed, if you know what I mean. That may only sound like a small weight, but technically it's a bag of sugar extra on each wheel, and that is very noticeable, especially for me. When I first changed the tyres, I just couldn't believe how much it hampered the performance. Personally, I think I'm going to try the Scorpions next, or I might revert back to the standard stock CST tyres. That's it then, I've answered these questions to the best of my ability and knowledge, and hopefully have given you some insight to the Ron. Anyway, thanks for getting this far, and hopefully catch you on the next one. Remember, live it, love it, rip it. Moto Machines out. I've heard this is a devil worshipping spot. I'm not sure I want to be in here. Apparently there's a crucifix table. Not crucifix, yeah, what? That could be it, that stone there. I bet you that's it. That's why there's a police cone there as well, saying that there's been a crime here. Probably somebody crucified a chicken on there or something. Now, if this is a devil worshipping spot, I'm not sure I should be in here, to be fair. And I'm getting lost. I've got to remember how I got in. Yeah, this isn't what I want. I'm creeped out now. You know what, that is it. Don't see any blood stains or chop marks. Not really.